Okay, let's kick this off. Today, we're doing a deep dive into, one of the most visually striking racehorses in modern Japanese history, just an absolute unit.
You mean the heavyweight rocket, right?
Exactly, Hishi Akebono.
Yeah, what a horse. And I think our mission here is really to understand the big question. How did this enormous animal, I mean, truly colossal, become one of Japan's best sprinters in the 90s? It kind of defies logic.
It really does, because he wasn't just fast, he was huge GE. You know, the sources say he was like the sideshow and the main event all rolled into one. Just standing there, he was a spectacle.
Definitely. And that shock factor, that's really where his whole story starts. We probably need to get into the actual numbers to paint the picture properly.
Right. Let's do the metrics. So your average racehorse in Japan, maybe 450 kilos, 500 kilos max. Anything over 500, people start talking, calling them heavy.
Uh-huh. Standard stuff.
Yeah.
But Hishi Akebono, he didn't just edge over 500. When he won his Group 1 race, which, you know, that's the absolute top level under the JRA.
Sprinter stakes, yeah.
Yeah, that one. He weighed in at 560 kilograms, 560, and that's still, to this day, the record. The heaviest horse ever to win a JRA G1.
It's just wild. And I read somewhere that wasn't even his peak weight.
No.
Yeah.
He actually raced at 582 kilograms at one point. 582.
Wow. That's like a small car almost, moving at race speed.
It's immense power. And that's why the name fits so perfectly, you know, Hishi Akebono.
Right, after the sumo wrestler, Akebono Toru.
Exactly. The Yokozuna, famous for being, well, huge himself. It wasn't exactly subtle naming, was it? It screamed big.
No kidding. And you put him next to some of those, like, cult favorite tiny horses. Who's that little guy? Twin Turbo.
Oh, yeah, Twin Turbo. He'd sometimes race around, 400 kilos?
So Akebono was nearly 200 kilos heavier.
Basically, yeah. That difference alone is like another whole person or a smaller sumo wrestler riding on his back compared to Twin Turbo. Just a different scale entirely.
I bet the pre-race paddock was something else when they put his weight up on the board.
Oh, totally. The sources mentioned you'd literally hear the crowd react, like gasps, laughter, people murmuring.
Yeah.
He was guaranteed to get attention just by existing there.
Yeah.
Built like a tank, but supposed to be a sprinter.
Which is the perfect lead-in to his breeding, isn't it? Where did this combination of sheer bulk and speed come from? Because that's where the story gets complicated.
Right, the pedigree. He was actually bred in the U.S., then brought over to Japan. And his bloodline, it was specifically geared towards, speed and early development.
Okay.
His sire was Woodman, very well known for producing sprinters that, come good early. And his dam sire, Seattle Slew, the American Triple Crown legend.
Okay, so on paper, that sounds pretty amazing, right? Muscle from Woodman, maybe stamina or class from Seattle Slew. You get explosiveness.
You get the engine, definitely. But,
yeah,
and this is the crucial bit, that specific mix, Woodman over a Seattle Slew mare, it came with a known issue, a trade-off.
Which was?
Precocity, the tendency to bloom really, really early, get powerful fast, peak quickly.
And then fade just as fast.
Exactly. So that massive power that made him famous, it was kind of tied to this built-in timer. His dominance wasn't likely to last long. It was almost like a genetic ticking clock.
So the stable must have known they had something special, but maybe fragile, or at least short-lived at the very top?
Precisely. They knew he was built for, maximum impact over a short burst, not for a long, grinding career.
Which makes his early races even weirder, though. If he was built to be fast early, why did he struggle at the start?
Yeah, his debut wasn't smooth at all. Started racing late in 94, I think November. And his first 5 races, nothing. Couldn't get a win.
What was going wrong?
The reports describe him as, unfocused, inconsistent. Basically, he hadn't figured out how to use that enormous frame effectively yet. Still learning.
I can imagine. Coordinating, 560 kilos of muscle at full tilt around corners? That can't be easy.
Not at all. Lighter horses are just naturally more nimble, right? They can adjust their stride, rebalance quickly. For Akebono, every little adjustment, every acceleration, every bit of braking, it cost huge amounts of energy. If he got slightly off balance, it probably took immense effort to correct. He needed time, conditioning.
And maybe the right handling.
Yeah, he needed to learn how to channel all that raw power efficiently.
But eventually it did click.
Oh, did it ever? Once he figured it out, bam! 4 wins in a row. That got him up into the graded stakes races. And then in 95, he takes the Swan Stakes. It's a Group 2.
And that's when Koichi Tsunoda became his regular jockey.
Yes, crucial partnership. Tsunoda seemed to really understand how to manage that power, how to dole it out.
Which led them to the big one, the Sprinter Stakes G1 win.
1995. Yeah, that was his defining moment. Everything came together. He was facing really good horses, too, like Biko Pegasus, who was tough, and an international horse. So factual.
But Akebono was just better on the day.
He was perfectly conditioned, moving smoothly, and the way he won.
What was it like?
The descriptions say he just powered through the final stretch, the last 200 meters, like a locomotive. He didn't wobble, didn't drift, just pure, overwhelming force driving him home. That visual, that massive horse just accelerating away, that's the image that stuck. The giant could really fly.
Well, for a time anyway. Because, as we talked about with the Pedigree, that peak wasn't going to last, was it?
Yeah. And the downturn, it was pretty sharp, honestly. It confirmed everything about that Woodman-Seattle slew precocity. After 1995, Hishi Akebono never won another race.
Never. Not one.
Nope. He still ran, placed sometimes, but that edge, that ability to just dominate with raw power, it was gone. The consistency wasn't there. His absolute best form was pretty much confined to that one amazing year, 1995.
He kept racing until 97, though, right? His last race was the Sprinter Stakes again.
Yeah, he finished 9th in the 97 Sprinter Stakes and was retired after that. 30 career starts in total.
Okay, here's a question, though. Given his size, did they ever think, hey, maybe sprinting isn't the only thing? Like, try him over longer distances or maybe put him on dirt where sheer power might help more?
That's a really interesting point, but the answer is nope. Think about it. Nearly 600 kilos pounding down. On soft ground, he'd sink in way deeper than a lighter horse.
Ah, okay. So every stride would take way more effort just to pull his feet out.
Exactly. Massive energy drain, plus probably a much higher risk of straining something. He needed that hard, almost road-like surface to properly deploy his power without losing momentum, without sinking. It gave his muscles that solid base to push off from.
So the very thing that made him unique, his immense size, also severely limited his options and probably made his decline faster once that absolute peak condition started to fade even slightly.
Absolutely. He needed everything to be just right. Optimal conditions were non-negotiable for him to be at his best. A high-performance machine that required a very specific environment.
Makes sense. So after retirement, you'd think maybe such a unique physical specimen would be interesting as a stallion, but that didn't quite pan out either.
No, unfortunately. He struggled at stud, didn't produce any top-level runners, really. It's hard to say exactly why. Genetics are complex. But maybe his specific combination of size and speed was just too unique, a kind of physical outlier that wasn't easily passed on.
Or maybe breeders were a bit wary, knowing how short his peak was.
Could be that, too. That whole precocity narrative might have made people hesitant. Sadly, he passed away pretty young as well. In 2008, he was only 16.
Still, what a memorable horse. Even without a long career or stud success, people remember him, right? That G1 win, the sheer size, the presence.
Oh, absolutely. He had real cult status. And we should mention, size did run in the family a bit. His half-brother, Agnes World, was also pretty big, over 500 kilos, and he won a Group 1, too, in France, actually.
So big was definitely in the genes.
It was, but Hishi Akebono just took it to a whole other level. His legacy isn't about founding a dynasty. It's about being this incredibly striking, almost unbelievable athlete. Physically overwhelming, surprisingly agile on that one specific surface, and just unforgettable in the paddock.
Yeah, he proved that even a horse built like, well, a sumo wrestler could win one of the biggest sprints. A true heavyweight rocket.
He really did. He's still proof that size can be part of greatness in racing, even if it comes with strings attached. That G1 win at 560 kilos, it's just a monument to the improbable becoming reality.
Unforgettable is the word. Even now, decades on, you say Hishi Akebono and people instantly think, oh yeah, the huge GE one.
And maybe that leaves you, the listener, with something to think about. What does it really mean when an athlete's defining gift in this case, that incredible size, also comes with such strict limitations? Needing that perfect track, having that brief window of peak form. Is that fleeting, spectacular moment of dominance, that memory of the heavyweight rocket, as valuable as sustained success over years? Hishi Akebono certainly makes you wonder if sometimes the flash of impossibility is what sticks with us the most.
Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more.